rigmaroles, basically horse and pony shows, display items, museums, memorabilia. I mean, there's no real progress. There hasn't ever really been, because there's a limitation technologically to what we can do and how high we can go.
Here it is. As India's space agency prepares to make history by landing on the moon later this week, I'll see it. Many of the country's citizens have been left in stitches after footage of an apparent moonwalk went viral. Just days before India's lunar mission Chandrayaan-2 touches down on the moon's south pole on September 7th, Madal Nanjadaswamy, a famous Indian street artist, stole all the headlines with a wry takedown of the city council in Bengaluru.
Mm.
And basically, they faked a little moon landing.
Studio?
A lot of people believed it.
Yeah.
I mean,
interesting.
why not, right?
Yeah. Huh. Guess that must only have happened in India. Yeah.
Well, with the video technology the way it is now, I mean, it's so easy.
The deep fake and what was it, like emotional sensitivity algorithms for like facial recognition and things like that.
Oh yeah, I mean, well, everybody knows with Photoshop what is possible, right? There's a you can type in YouTube Dove beauty is real or something. There's some advertisement where they show how the major beauty products companies will alter the face of a normal looking female to reach this ridiculous standard. And they I mean, I know all the techniques. You can go into Photoshop and pinch and blur and focus,
blob out,
and now all this stuff is because the processing power is and this is another subject of discussion on the John Carmack Joe Rogan, is the Moore's law of processing power acceleration. It's getting to the point where now Instagram is in real time providing these filter type effects, and you see the hashtag trending, hashtag no filter, so people can claim that whatever you see in the photo is
authentic footage.
But how do you know? How do you actually know? You don't actually manually select a filter, but the camera's sensor and processing, I mean, all of that, it is a deviation from what you see out of your eyes, so we have to consider that, right?
Definitely.
So anyways,
yeah, just the obsession with the eyes and using the ocular method of presenting any number of renditions of reality. I mean, that is a long-standing phantasmagoric kind of black magic fixation.
Well, okay, those are some flowery words to describe something that is very recent.
Right.
The creation of motion pictures is not old.
It's not that old.
Now, there are some archaeological evidences of early ideas of flipbook type motion pictures, using spinning wheels and other things with shadows, using the shadows cast by firelight and things like that.
Right.
But as far as motion pictures as we know in the modern era, that is a very recent innovation, last 200 years, where we've been capturing film and discovered scientifically the fact of human eye interfacing that 24 plus frames per second generates the illusion of motion
right
with a human. be.
That's right.
And
then now we're in like the 4K zone where we're on a two-dimensional surface, but it's photorealistic. So eventually, that kind of definition and that kind of resolution is going to be intimately directed at our eyes, like within an inch of our face. Like that's what Oculus Rift basically is. It's a simulated like high def.
You have a
display.
smartphone, right?
Right.
Right. You have one. You have children, right?
Right.
And what did they do with it?
I mean, I try to keep it away from as much as I possibly can, honestly. Right. I mean, at least at this age, I feel like they're better suited with more tactile like things that don't operate within a simulacrum on the surface.
A flat surface.
A flat surface, right?
Interesting.
Yeah, something that.
But
yeah.
Do they ever have they ever gotten a hold of your smartphone?
Sure, they like to.
How close do they hold it to their face?
Alarmingly close. Like I would say, like they get it kind of like within a few inches, maybe.
How do they react when you take it away?
They're like their eyes get really big, and then they reach out and they want it back, and that's and that's on an infantile level, essentially toddler level, and it's like, well, how are we that much different?
How adults.
That's how adults are work. Too, and
right?
It's like and that's the thing about this unimpeded progression and this incremental soft boil of technological creep, that it does infantilize people and renders them a little more intellectually docile and suggestible to whatever is displayed to them on the screen.
Right.
And to me, that's a very occult gateway. That if you can hypnotize people through kind of power of suggestion, imagistic type stimuli, then you can really run the gamut in terms of what kind of behaviors or emotions or sensations you can provide people. And I mean, that shows the magic of Hollywood. I mean, motion pictures is really just kind of the earliest beta iteration.
So do you want a guy like John Carmack programming your sexual relationship?
No. I mean, this is a guy who at least admitted that, look, rocketry, I'd have to do it. I'd have to be an agent full time to put up with this.
I don't have time to play my video games in Minecraft.
Right. So at least on the one hand, he's genuine in the sense that he doesn't see any real advantage to pursuing that over virtual reality. And I think that Musk is honestly of the same mind and ilk as that, but he's just in this position where he has to defend this kind of lumbering industry that is just very unwieldy and is becoming too heavy for its purpose.
It's just born on influencers. It's born on paper shufflers,
right?
Contract writers,
NDA, non-disclosure agreements.
NDA, RFI, RFQ, RFP.
Right.
Look, this gets into the next subject of conversation, which is the technotronic surveillance.
Mm-hmm.
So we're looking at Oculus Rift, we're looking at our cell phones, we're looking at our smart TVs, we're looking at our computers, we're looking at our Surfaces, we're looking at our MacBooks, we're looking at our TVs, we're looking at
mm-hmm.
looking at something for output.
Right.
What about input?
Mm-hmm.
Cameras are being put everywhere. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 4 just in my immediate proximity. Now I put them there. I bought them there, for specific reasons. But a lot of people just have them.